We are here in Tel Aviv at the Hostage Center, which is where all the families that have loved ones that were taken into captivity come to stand together, to comfort each other, and to tell the story about their loved ones who are in captivity. In this week's Torah portion, we find the most powerful word in the Torah, and that is when God comes to Abraham and says, Abraham, I want you to take your son Isaac and offer him as a sacrifice. Abraham responds with one word that has been the word that has echoed throughout all the Jewish generations. And that was the word Hineni. Hineni means here I am ready. God, whatever you ask for me as a Jew, I am ready to show up and be fully present and obey and carry out your will. The word Hineni is found when God tells Abraham to take his son as an offering. But then, remarkably, the word Hineni appears again in this story. And this is the first word recorded in the Torah by the first parent, the first Jewish parent, the first child, or for that matter, any conversation between a parent and a child. And that is when Isaac says to his father, Dad. And his father says, Hineni, here I am, my son. And then the third time we find this word is in the story of Moshe, when he comes to the burning bush and he sees the bush burning. And once again, he turns to see what is going on at the burning bush. And God says, take off your shoes. And God says to him, Moshe, Moshe. And Moses responds with the word Hineni. And these three occurrences represent the theme of the word Hineni. The first one is from man, from the Jew to God, saying, I am here, I'm ready to act according to your will, even if it defies my understanding and comprehension of God. As Abraham could have questioned God and said, God, why are you sending me to sacrifice my son? But he doesn't question. He says, Hineni, I'm ready. I will not lose my faith in you. I will carry out your will. The second Hineni is from a parent to a child. Throughout Jewish history, parents have always known that the most important word to tell your children is Hineni. I am fully here and present for you. And then the ultimate third time of the word Hineni is when Moses sees the burning bush. And our rabbis say, what does this burning bush represent? The little bush represents the tiny Jewish nation. And the flames represents the flames of persecution. That God was showing Moses that the Jewish people will always be engulfed in the flames of persecution. And God calls Moses as a leader, and Moses says, Hineni, I am ready to stand, I am ready to be with you and serve you, God, even when I don't understand why we are engulfed in these flames. And when God sees the way Moses doesn't run away from the burning bush, but he comes closer, he draws nearer, God says, you are the person, Moshe, who will lead my people from exile into freedom. And as I stand here today in Tel Aviv, at the Hostage Center, where people from all over Israel and the world are coming to spend time with these families. And you see how Jews answer the word Hineni in this most painful time when there are no words to explain what is happening, why it's happening, how could it happen. We don't question, we stand together and we say, Hineni, we are ready to go through this experience and do everything we can to bring home our loved ones. We are determined. We see parents holding the posters of their beautiful children who are in captivity and saying to their children, my beautiful child, you may be in captivity in Gaza for 3.5 weeks now, but Hineni, I am here from morning to night standing and ready to serve you and do whatever I can to make sure that you come out free. And we will not be quiet, we will not remain silent, we will not stop championing and calling for your release until you are home and we can hug you once again. And then the Hineni of Moses of saying to God, God, we don't understand, why does this little bush, this tiny nation, need to suffer so much persecution, so much flames? But we know the miracle of the burning bush, that despite all the flames, despite all the persecution, we are here as a nation, that this little bush, as the Torah said, El Nenu Ukal, is never consumed, it is never destroyed, because there's a miraculous divine nature to the Jewish people, that all the flames of hate and persecution can never destroy us. And that's the strength that the Jewish people have, the confidence that they have, knowing that no enemy will ever destroy us. Am Yisrael Chai, we have existed for close to 4,000 years from the time that Abraham said Hineni, and we've continued to say Hineni for 4,000 years. And that's why we know with full confidence we will outlive these enemies and we will prevail over them. As the slogan in Israel is B'yachad Nenatzeach, together we will overcome these enemies and we will bring all of our chatufim, all of our hostages home. I'm standing at a table, which is a long table, which has 220 seats. This is the table that has been set up here in the middle of Tel Aviv for all of the missing hostages. And as you can see, every chair has a name of a hostage. And people come here and remember, and when they look at this long table and they realize this is how big the table will be filled. When all of these hostages come home, there will be a big Shabbat meal for them here and in communities around the world. And look at this table, look how many empty seats there are right now. Look how many people are not present. We can't wait for the joy of seeing this table full with all the beautiful faces of our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, mothers, fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers, that we will celebrate the victory of their return. As we saw last night, the first hostage to be returned, captured by the IDF, taken back home to their family, which boosted the morale of this country in an amazing way last night as people saw that there is hope. And once again, we will see the success of bringing home all of our hostages. But I have to tell you, as painful as this table is, with all these empty seats, the most painful ones are the little high chairs at the end of the table. These are little high chairs that were set up for the babies, for the infants, for the little children who are not here because these little beautiful angels, pure little souls, are sitting in captivity with the most brutal, ruthless human beings on the face of the earth. We have confidence, we have faith, we have strength. As we sat with the hostage families, we prayed for their children's return, and the parents have so much faith and strength, because as parents, the most important word is Hineni. I am here for you, my child. I will never give up. I will never give in. I will stay here and pray and call and cry for Jews all around the world, not just in Israel, to realize these are our children and we cannot remain silent till they all come home. Have a meaningful day and continue to pray for our brothers and sisters.